is your interest as we roll into a relatively quiet Thursday? A lot of unchanged.
It is a lot of unchanged.
Where do you want to go, my friend?
I mean, it is interesting. While we're not moving at a rapid speed, that euro dollar, we are at, I think, around a 2-month low going back to mid-August.
Right.
A big bond story this week. Those yields, 10-year back above 4%. Right. And a lot of movement with this dollar in correspondence. I am interested. I haven't had a chance to read that dollar CAD this morning is moving.
It is. And
a lot of dollar strength there when everything else has been a little muted overnight.
Right. So we've seen a lot of dollar strength recently. Remember, if you're trading Euro USD, when we say dollar strength, that's at the expense of the Euro. This is the relationship we're trading. So the Euro is underperforming, the dollar's outperforming. We'll see this Euro USD trade lower. 109.30, the 100-day moving average. If you are a technician, technicians tend to look at 100 and 200-day moving averages as inflection points. I know I've mentioned that before, that's old school institutional FX. The guys I learned from you got to look at the 200-day. It's a number. Right. With the context around it. The fact that everybody looked at it made it interesting. Past that, it's passing. But we're getting now, I think of it more in terms of we've had a great run up. Past 112. We've given back a fair amount of ground. I mean, almost 300 pips in a matter of 10 trading days. That's a pretty big move. A little under 2.5%. Where is the stress? A little bit on the longs right now. So the question is, they'll test the longs resolve right here. And whether or not we clear this 109 level will be interesting to see if we're now back to a new trading range or the market is kind of shaking out some of the longer-term longs, and it resumes its rally. But Euro at an interesting inflection point. So that, combined with we're going to get some binary event movement, 7:30, you can start to think like, okay, where is this interesting for me? I think it's cheap, and I'm not saying me, but if their trader does, you can start to look at, okay, what's the daily range here, and where is this interesting to me? So it's really what you get within these FX pairs is the same scalable ability to trade different relationships in a very easy way. So where were we going? Euro?
Dollar CAD.
Dollar CAD, excuse me.
Yeah, so this same dollar exposure for this CPI event, but we have a market that's already up 40 pips today. So what do we think here? Canadian dollar just waking up as well, but really flying through that 137 level.
It is, and it's interesting. Oil's a little softer this morning, so of course. I think you have a drum in your basement and you're hedging that or something.
Yeah, no, I'm very good at speculating in the office on the direction of crude oil. Nobody knows if I'm actually putting anything on. I think people are on to me that I don't actually have any positions on, but it's fun to directionally call the P&L. I'm still working, so I haven't really pinged it. But yeah, crude softer today.
Yeah, absolutely. Crude, I believe, crude's up a little bit today. I'm sorry, it's back to $74. So interesting disconnect here. So we're back to the up. I think crude got up to 76.5 or so. It's interesting to see dollar Canada, which has a correlation. It's not a perfect one.
Right.
It's not 1-to-1. It's positive. It's something we're aware of. So immediately, a little bit of a disconnect here. Okay, dollar strength is kind of overriding that Canada crude correlation because we would expect if crude's up, dollar Canada should be a little bit lower.
Right.
That Canada portion should outperform the dollar, and we should see dollar Canada a little bit lower. Not the case here. We're seeing this trade up near the highs a little bit. And actually, let's get out and go a little bit more granular. So, a pretty good take up going into the start of the day. So we're starting to get a little bit of ramp up throughout. We saw it throughout the Asian hours, a little bit quiet at London opening, and we're seeing early this morning it start to pick up and move a little bit more. So we'll keep an eye on that as we move through it.
Yeah,
but
this one's interesting too because in thinking about today and tomorrow we've got our own PPI numbers and consumer sentiment, maybe minor data points, but we also have Canadian unemployment.
Right.
So maybe some talks, some murmurs going into that as well. Unemployment's been pretty high. I think it's still above 6%.
Right. And so we've got Canadian unemployment tomorrow. You can find that on the economic calendar. Again, don't play the guessing game.
Right.
Take the event
But
as an opportunity for the market to move. Will it move? Probably, if it's off estimate. And, you know, if you're somebody looking like this has had quite a run, very far, very fast, if you're the contrarian, you get another leg higher in dollar Canada on a weak unemployment number, that becomes an interesting point for you. If you're a momentum guy and you get a little bit of pullback on the number, then you think, well, the trend's still solid, and you'd be looking at buying some dollar Canada. It's really up to what kind of trader you are and the opportunities you're looking for, and being able to size it at a comfortable point. Size is always important. I love the fact that you can scale within, you know, I've been a futures trader for 40 years. I started my career in FX and then went to run institutional FX desks. So I've traded both spot and futures. The scalability piece for retail, I love that we can get small and start small. And that's an important concept moving forward. So this should be something interesting moving forward. But so Canada, again, you pick up the phone and it's like, I need a price on, you know, half a yard of loony. Everybody's got a nickname. So Glenn has organized some interesting nicknames for currency pairs. So as we go through this currency journey, everybody should be able to speak the lingo. So, if we can have James flip over the chart.
Yeah, you said with Franklin earlier this week, you were talking about the history of Frank Caberna. He was a great employee.
He was I love Frank when he was here.
Yeah,
but then he blew up. He was international. Frank.
Too famous, too
He's
fast.
A celebrity.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned that we. If you could scroll up to the first slide, just scroll up on this one. Yeah. You mentioned the origin of cable.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yep. It has a very physical history of that transatlantic cable stretching from New York to London.
Right.
So I wanted to test you and your 40 years of experience. If anyone used these currency nicknames or not, right under cable we have fiber. What do you think that is? Okay,
right.
so we know it wasn't a popular one. You didn't loony. We already you jumped the gun.
I jumped the gun.
No, you're good.
I killed you on this one.
At least we know that people actually did call
cable
it that.
Is sterling or British pounds. Loony is Canada. Fiber. Again, I don't ever remember picking up the phone and calling SocGen and asking them for 10 lots of fiber. I'm going to guess fiber has got to be, which makes no sense. Fiber is yen?
Fiber is Eurodollar. And two possible origins. I did a lot of recon on this. Didn't get a clear answer, but one, fiber optic cable, a kind of a newer version of the initial cable.
The twisted pair cable,
yep,
okay.
Yep. That's one. Or the Euro note, pure cotton fiber. What do you think? You buy that?
You know what? This is good because I've got a call with the head of UK dealing at JP Morgan in about an hour. I'm going to run this through him, and I'm going to see how hard he laughs. But this is good stuff. This is good. So we've got fiber. I like fiber. Okay,
right.
Baltic. Oh, man. Baltic.
Okay, that's fair because I made it up. I was going on like kind of the geographic trend we had from cable and fiber. Maybe Baltic would resonate, but no, that's nothing.
Now I see where you're going here. And I like it. So channel, we would think would be Euro sterling.
You nailed it. Yeah.
All right.
The Channel Tunnel.
Very good.
Connecting you from the UK to mainland Europe.
Okay.
Channel. Do we believe that one? You got it right away.
I believe
maybe this is a UK
I believe
one too.
it makes sense, but we'll see what the guys have to say. If they, I've never heard this come out of another trader's mouth, but you know what? I actually haven't. Again, I did this in a previous life, so
right.
Maybe that's the case. Loonie has always been, yeah. And what's the origin of the loonie? You got that,
the $1 Canadian
Right.
coin. On the flip side, we had, of course, Queen Elizabeth.
Right.
On
Of course.
on the head,
Sorry.
but on the tail, the loon bird, which is also very popular in Minnesota. I learned. Got some friends up there. They're big. Their soccer team, at least, are the Loons.
Okay.
So maybe
Okay.
just.
Well, loonie makes sense. The yuppie.
Yep, this is a good one.
Oh man, the yuppie.
With a rich origin story. So.
The yuppie. I can't. It's not Aussie. It's not Kiwi. Yuppie. Is it in Asia?
Yes, part of
Alright.
it.
Part of it is.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say that it's.
Okay.
Give it to me.
All right. This one, Euro, Yen. So Euro JPY. Bear with me. Euro JPY. Yuppie.
Okay.
Not
I like
not
it.
very surface level, but traders are fast.
Give me
so
some.
maybe.
Give me some yuppie.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right-
That
right
one.
meow.
That one I can see because actually, all these terms, loonie is easier.
They're
and
supposed
quicker
to be
say
faster than-
Canadian dollar. than
Exactly.
I need 10 million British pounds. All that is
Loony.
much easier. I like that. That's good. Gopher. All right.
This is my personal favorite.
All right. Gopher. Oh God. Peso related?
Not peso related.
Okay. Give me a geographic region. On
This
one
one's
leg.
On one leg. The dollar's in there.
Dollars in there. So
That doesn't help a lot, but
can't be.
it's a popular pair.
It's a popular pair.
Popular
Okay.
pair. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't give you some very niche.
It can't be Aussie US.
It's not, no.
Alright.
But you're close. It's USD JPY.
Dollar yen.
Dollar yen. Yep.
Okay.
And this, the history of this origin, really no clear answer. Two possible explanations were rapid, quick, small price movements, similar to that of a gopher. We're not buying that one. And and the second is its tendency, the pair's tendency to nibble away at profit and or capital.
I like it.
So very rodent oriented. Could have been any rodent, but the gopher was chosen.
I like the gopher. Okay, we can go with gopher. Makes sense. Again,
Alright.
it's hard to compress yen.
Yep.
Usually that worked on the phone really well.
Damn, you're.
I need
yeah,
20 lots of
that's-
dollar yen.
That's fair. Yeah, these are all.
But I like that. I could. This will be an interesting exercise. What's your price in gopher?
Yep. And last one, chalky.
Chalky.
Can I get a spot of?
Oh,
chalky?
I got this one.
Chalky.
Dollar Swiss.
It's not real, but thank you. That's what I was going for.
Okay.
I was going for chocolate, Swiss franc.
Yeah.
The symbol for that, CHF.
Right.
Maybe people play off that.
Right.
So yeah, if you scroll to the next slide, we got all the answers right there. So only made up two of them. Most of these real, obviously not very used nicknames, but
But I think-
there is some history on the internet.
It's
of people
fantastic.
calling these.
I think we can wrap these in. So we know that cable's sitting right at its lows. The loonie is sitting right at its highs for
Oh,
the
yeah.
day. We didn't take a look at yuppie.
We
Dollar
did.
yen sitting, holding on to the bulk of an appreciable amount of gains there.
Yeah, still
it's
near
having a little bit of a hard
149.
time. Dollar Swiss, same thing. That safe haven piece. Not again. We've had a huge run on dollar Swiss. That not quite giving back the ground we wanted it to. And euro yen.
You mean yuppie?
I mean yuppie. Sorry.
Thank you.
And the channel was euro sterling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we got new terms for new
Yep.
traders to
Just so
engage
we
with
can
product.
talk faster.
I like
we,
it.
We move at 10 miles a minute. So.
All right, Gren. Fantastic working with you, my friend. Thanks so much for putting this together. That was a lot of fun. This will be an interesting exercise in about an hour to see what the feedback I got. We'll,
right.
we'll get some
With
confirmation
JPM.
from the guys actually slinging this stuff every day. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, you can always learn more about SpotFX at tastyfx.com. Check it out. It is a great place to start looking for new product and new ways to adopt products. So, thanks for tuning in.